we've been hearing a lot of things, right, from cloud to networks to data centers and things like that, and I really enjoyed most of the sessions. What I could, I came from late, but whatever sessions I could attend. I also enjoyed, and I'm sure you also had enjoyed listening from our partners, listening from various communities. So before I starting, I thought of starting the other way around. If some of you could help me start the session with a simple answer to a question that what are the typical challenges faced in your kind of organizations in terms of security, IT security? Somebody could just help me with a couple of short answers. Yes, sir.
Basically, we are having 4 types of security challenges, like interruptions, interception, modification, and authentication, which we are facing in the
Sure. That's one answer.
simplest form of security challenge was awareness on the users.
Awareness among the users.
Users.
Yeah, very, very valid. Very, very valid point. And for these answers, for the starters, I would ask one of my colleagues over here.
More of user awareness, understanding, training, even though when we organize regular training and listening, still people are not training feel of, that security, that the information security and all. Okay, and the second problem is, what we are seeing is the easy of centralized management of, this security tools.
Okay.
Is
Very well said. Very well said over here. So, gentlemen, Sovic, if you could please help me, a small token, help me start with the session. And gentlemen over here, and gentlemen over here. And one very good point. I thought of playing today a game, but then gentlemen over here, and gentlemen over there. I thought of having a real life scenario, but unfortunately due to logistic reasons, I could not get it going. But let me share the secret. What I had actually thought of doing this today. We did this a couple of times. I have a couple of pen drives. Just imagine I really had some pen drives, and I dropped one pen drive over here, somewhere in that corner, and I'll be vanishing within 5 minutes. What is the first reaction looking at a pen drive? नीचे पड़ा हुआ है. Fantastic, sir. Anybody else?
yeah, this should be infected by
Sir, if I get a pen drive, that's also free. First thing is grab it up. Grab it up, man. Grab it up. Free things. Free things, sir. Free things. I would grab it up. And what I'm grabbing up is I'm taking a time bomb. Insert the USB without even data transfer. Everything is possible today. Without even data transfer, you don't need to open even the USB. Just plug it in.
Obviously, first is to grab and then to see what is there.
Yeah.
How to use. Ultimately, you are planning.
We did that a couple of times. Of course, they were not having real malwares or things like that. But to see a user awareness and to see the mentality of us, that mentality has to spread right from the IT department to IT heads, right to the end user, that security is really to be taken very seriously. And that is that is around those topics we are going to talk today. Kind of a delicate situation. The topic itself is delicate. Why delicate? Security is like a very thin line. It's like a trust, very easy to be broken. And to mend it back to the normalcy, it takes a huge amount of time. So what not investments you do on your user trainings, products, technologies, everything, you have to keep yourself updated with the latest trends, so that you are able to combat the threats which are there, different kinds of threats what we are going to see today, and how organizations like yours could start thinking to have a comprehensive security around their IT systems, infrastructure, systems, compute, mobile, various kinds of things. And I would like to touch this couple of areas in my today's session. And what today's session is all about is we got a lot of variety Today, the top trend is mobile. Everybody has a mobile, but it's just not a mobile. It's a really very fast computing device. You've got 1.2 gigahertz, 2 gigahertz, equivalent processing power with 1 GB, 2 GB of RAM. It's good enough that like a desktop computer, you're carrying just a small form factor. So that is an area which is the latest fact. Then you have got those applications which are there on the mobile, the compute. You've been seeing a trend overall. The big data, the data warehousing, you've got humongous amount of data because of your projects, because of your user computes, you have a huge amount of data. Then a couple of our friends also spoke today about the cloud, public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and there's one more concept, which is the consumer cloud. I'll tell you how I use the consumer cloud. That's also free. So a lot of my important documents I email it to my own email ID. So when I'm outside, I don't have to have access to my personal computer. It's my private cloud. That's a simple guy can actually do. That's a consumer cloud. That's also being now redefined by ways of Dropbox and things like that. Then you got Internet of Things. Term coined a couple of years back in the 1990s. That everything would be connected eventually. And if everything is connected, right from your mobile to NFCs to Wi-Fi to 3Gs, your laptop computers, everything is connected, definitely our life would be really, really so much happy. That I'm connected with you and I know what you're thinking, what you're processing, and everything is connected. At the same time, it would be miserable as well. Everything is connected. Then comes the critical infrastructure protection. National power grids. Which I will question today. What if a malware attacks the power grid? Go at your home and there is no light, bijli nahi hai. I just forgot to pay the bill. No. Somebody forgot to pay the bill for security. That is more scary. So that is today's the topic of the discussion in a lot of in India as well as a couple of parts of the world, critical infrastructure, and of course the cyber security. Who's on cyber? We all are cyber. The moment you are connected to some or the other IP, you are actually cyber. Then you are exposed to a lot of threats as well. In all these areas, and with a couple of these recent times when you pick up a newspaper, you hear little bit dreadful stories, rupees, some golds, all those things man, come into bold. What is happening with these commodities, rupees and gold and silver? In those turbulent times, what is the business actually wanting? The business wants very simple things. I want the business to have a lot more agility, to respond to all of our requirements, new projects, builds in a faster manner. We want efficiency to be driven within our internal infrastructure, within our processes, within our users, and we want to increase the productivity. A very simple thing the business team wants. And how is IT going to respond to it? We'll come very shortly to it. What the typical CIO wants. CIO wants protecting the data, improving efficiency while this data has been processed, and enabling and securing the mobile users. Mobile is already there, so it's given, it's granted. How do you want to secure them? At the same time, reduce the risk, complexity, and investment. You can achieve the left-hand side of the corner without thinking of the right-hand side. That's possible. Complex system, but I'll increase the efficiency. Eventually we'll train the users, don't worry. That is possible. But by reducing the risk, complexity, and investment, we want to achieve this. That's the CIO's challenge and the goals today. What's got a little bit changed, but sure, but still trying to convey the message. Our digital world is not all green, there's threats as well. So while we are connected, we are exposed to a lot of threats, exposures, and IT has to deal with every of these things every day. So people not in IT, please have some mercy on us that we really have to do a lot of work. Late night sittings, securing those mobile users, sometimes data loss, new virtual users, and all those things. IT is really not that rosy thing anymore. There's a lot of things out there. And all this takes IT to a bumpy ride. Of course. Getting three machines connected to one server happy. The machine types are different, the user types are different, access mechanisms are different, threats are different. This is getting too much complex in the last 15-20 years. Some of you are actually observing since 20-25 years. Getting too much complicated, boring at times, frustrating at times, isn't it? Am I echoing some of your voices? Let's be transparent to each other. I am not on the other side of the table. I'm on your side only, and having dealt with these challenges day in, day out, we'll try to figure out jointly a solution around it. And a snapshot of the threat landscape. Around 200K of new malicious threats detected every day. It's like viruses, worms, trojans. 2 lakh in 24 hours. They're all unique. That is Kaspersky using a technology we detect that. That's a huge amount of malware number. Some years back, it used to be like every 10-15 days one malware will be there. Before that, every couple of months one malware will be released. All this has gone so fast that within a couple of seconds, by the time I tell hello to you, a couple of malwares are detected somewhere. And it is not going to write that malware to you in an inland or postcard. It will take a couple of days to be delivered at your doorstep. In an email, within seconds, it will be delivered at your doorstep, and you open it, and you enjoy it. That fast. Now, other part of it, the vulnerabilities within very popular softwares. Browsers, PDF and Java. Now, I've been trying to find a machine in this age which is not installed with these softwares. I've been trying, like any machine I get, not loaded with any browser. Really not possible. Not loaded with Java or PDF. Acrobat or third-party PDF. And this popularity of these softwares made it a bigger target. That if there's a vulnerability, I would be attacking the larger mass. Because these softwares are there everywhere. So as per one of the research we conducted, 75% of the vulnerabilities exist within just these three popular softwares. And we can't run away from these softwares as well. 62% of the proper people are getting mobile using data cards or really with smartphones. And everybody would like to go detach themselves from their desks. Do away with this WAN cables, break free, liberate us, let us work from our own house, maybe in our own coffee table, wherever I want to work from. Why would you attach me again to that cable? So mobility is actually in a very approach we are looking at. This is one test which was conducted by Intel around 1.5 years back, that 5 to 10% of the laptop will either be lost or stolen within their useful lifespan. Now, within that entire long document, it is really a little bit hard to decipher legally and commercially the lifespan. So I asked my accountant, what is the depreciation of IT hardware? In such Okay. Within 3 to 4 years, I might lose my laptop. If I am one of those unlucky 5 to 10%, that is a simple logic. And what goes with the laptop? 40,000 rupees of, let's say, one branded laptop, 80,000 one branded laptop. Anyways, in 3 years, the hardware would have depreciated. But in 3 years, the amount of projects I would have done for my company, the data which is gone, it cannot be compensated. There is my money. The hardware is anyhow not money to me. And this is again a challenge. I'm sure you will go with me. 75% of the employees, without even regarding to IT security policy, want to plug in their iPads, those fancy gadgets. It's sort of times even the IT people are not even seen in the advertisement. And the user is what? See this model 5, see this model 10. Ye kabhi aaya? Don't you do that every day? Because the end user is far smarter in adopting those consumer devices and trying to bring it into your office environment. Anything that you just need in connectivity. Wi-Fi is okay, fine, right? So you start taking up more challenges. Wi-Fi is not the concern. There are more challenges attached to it when you're bringing those devices. their data, actually lost their data. Some accept them publicly due to moral grounds or due to statutory requirements. Some people keep mum to hide the facts and so that they would carry away with their legacy processes and technologies. But stand up and again work towards it so that the next data loss company would not be yours. Have you taken enough measures towards it? So these are all life-based life data. Another aspect, the mobile malware. But why did you stop malware? Sure, sir.
Who is creating all these things? Is it the same companies or?
Sorry?
Who is creating all these?
Creating
Malware.
You guys are creating malware.
The creator who is creating the malware.
My very tough one, very tough one. But the most easiest one as well. And this has been, I'm sure where you're coming from, I understand where you're coming from as well. It's a natural choice of answer that these are the same companies who develop these viruses like polio, hepatitis, AIDS and all those. And after 20 years, they do the research and bring those costly injections and all those things. That's the same logic, right? I understand. That logic does not apply over here because the amount of manpower and the technologies and tools help to protect against is very small. With the amount of attackers, hackers, there's like 100 guys over here and I'm 2 guys sitting to protect. That logic itself does not work. So even with all the technologies what I have, if I have only 2 guys trying to protect my house and you come with a herd of 100 guys, somebody is trying to come with a sword, somebody is trying to come with a cannon, bullet. I might have all the intelligence but not the physical manpower available to combat it. So that itself defines the logic. I'm sure offline I would have more logic to do that.
These data based on which number?
These data are, we regularly conduct survey. Like this is from a global IT risk report of Kaspersky. We had conducted around 3 to 4,000 odd CIOs across the world. And within that couple of hundred were from India as well. Who had responded to a questionnaire about various facts and based on that, of course those are kept in anonymous aspects. But then the highlights of it are measurable. That it's happening and it's for real. So I'm sure you have read so and so, I think just a couple of days back, so and so millions of credit card numbers stolen. And we just flip the page. Why? We are ashamed. We are ashamed and shy a lot of times to accept it that it could be my card as well. And you want to just flip the page. One day, it would be you only, your card was compromised by some company because of whatever wrong policies, but you as an end user lost your data. Your hospital records, if they are lost, are you really happy? Actually, I am clean, but then someday my hospital records are stolen. I will not be happy. Now, किसके पास गया था, क्या हुआ था? It could be used in a wrong sense as well. So all these public data, if it's made, it could be a scary situation.
What's funny about this paper is that if you see 91% have been affected in the last 1 year, still only 50% believe that it is the risk.
Yes. So based on the questions, is it a belief that you could have been attacked? Or are you the target? Or are you a bypass? Or are you a byproduct? So based on those questionnaires, we try to judge those things. It's quite a detailed thing. Maybe next time we try to cover more audiences from our India impact as well. Quite a detailed exercise what we do. A lot of times we even don't know that we are under an attack. I'm going to speak a couple of those as well in my couple of slides. And why I wanted to talk about mobile malware? Desktop malware everybody is spoken about, and everybody is actually even more tired and bored about talking of desktop malware. It's not that it's gone, it's still there, but something has more taken popularity. That's the only thing. Mobile is being popular. Like 10, 20 kg of the desktop nobody would like to carry. So somebody gave us enough processing power on a 5-inch IPS display. It has enough power and enough attacks can also be done on the same mobile platform. In the best platform today fortunately or unfortunately, between Android, 92% of the malwares have been present on the Androids. Please read one of the last line. You try to see there is a razor somewhere. Yes, 77% of the Android threats can largely be eliminated. Today, if all Android devices have the latest OS, currently only 4%. So you got Androids again which releases patches for functionalities or bug fixing problems. So if you are updated with the latest things, there is a high chance that you will be more secure. But not everybody does it. Same with applies with a lot of desktops as well. If you are updated with your OSs, you might actually save a lot of vulnerabilities being attacked to you. Not a lot of people do it.
Unfortunately, 70% of your mobile apps are based on Android.
Exactly. So whenever you are actually trying to download a good game on an Android, it might take time. There have been instances that probably we could discuss on our website as well, where mobile phones are used to take photos of your entire home and office. Now, when you're carrying this mobile phone, if this mobile phone is infected, Zeus was a classic example. If you are infected, you generally like talking like this, right? What if the camera is on? Do you really know? By way of this, if you are in a house, maybe your office, if this is getting transmitted to somewhere, this was proved by the Zeus malware. Furthermore, Zeus malware was even more smarter. When you connect this to a USB, the machine also gets infected with a separate driver, which also connects back to a botnet system. Works vice versa. So these are not proof of concept, but enough attacks are happening. So we got desktops, Windows, we got malware, predominantly Android, Macs. I saw a Mac out there. The gentleman is using a Mac. How secure is the Mac, sir?
Very secure.
Very secure. Meet me after the session. Yes, there are enough malwares today detected. It's secure. I like Mac. Actually can't afford it, but I really like it. Just beware of that device. I might just steal it. That is one more threat what you have. So if it gets popular enough, the Mac is getting more prone and exposed to attack. Think of the same logic. If I'm popular, I would have more enemies. Does it go well, right? So if Mac is getting more and more popular, it's getting more and more enemies, more and more malware. As of today, we got a couple of numbers malware are available on Mac platforms as well. Linux, anybody? Malwares are there. At least we are accepting in this closed forum. Yes, there are malwares on Linux as well. Yes. And let's accept it and embrace the fact that there are malwares on these as well. And we have to work towards it. And then mobile. The first one of the apprehensions with the bring your own device. The moment you start this dialogue, you will start thinking of security. At least the IT has this big alarm problem like security. If I start allowing bring your own device. How does this all start? Bring your own device. The simple concept, because of the consumerization of those devices, high powerful processors available on your mobile, easy accessibility, and without concern to IT security. Because neither the IT administrator actually understands what this mobile device is. And what is not understood, the first fundamental, when you have a fundamental, what is not understood, default allow getting it. I don't know, just let it pass by. Because of that mentality, we might get into a problem. So now since the IT administrator might not understand what this device is all about, what is this policy, what are those Android applications, you might as well, without getting into a fight with the user, might as well allow it and finish this fight. Okay, you are allowed to connect. But then there are data concerns as well which might start falling in. 85% of the users are definitely, IT administrators are concerned with the data security. But a large number of these companies, what we did in some survey, they either not having a robust security policy implementing a policy, they did not have the tools. At the time of the survey, the tools were implemented. So that is also a gap, that we would have a policy, just like we had a couple of years back, and IT security policy for desktop servers. We have to think of those new animals as well, which are trying to connect on our devices, try to tame them. A lot of people think that yes, there has been an increase in malware and there has been an increase in data loss. Yes, it will happen, but it would be a consequent result if you do not have enough tools, user awareness, policies, monitoring aspects. It is going to happen because one of those aspects is going to be out of your control, and eventually this could happen. I spoke earlier a little bit about vulnerabilities. We have read enough of vulnerabilities in the last couple of years. Everybody is vulnerable. Everybody on this earth is vulnerable. Sorry, sir. Everything is on this earth is vulnerable. The time taken to exploit the vulnerability is the question. That's the only fact. Everything. Take off these shoes, this laptop, this screen, this bulb, everything is vulnerable after accuracy. The time taken to exploit it under a situation or circumstances was earlier very high. And the vulnerability to exploit was after a couple of days. And today we often hear this concept, zero-day attacks. The moment a vulnerability is found, attack is already ready. Menu card, you open up the attack, addresses this attack, addresses to this vulnerability. RPC vulnerability code in Windows, shell exploit. Entire menu card is available. So the time has gone down. What is vulnerable? At least not my shoes and this laptop, but in our IT systems. Our softwares what we are using are definitely vulnerable. I took a chart sometime back from CV details, which is again the largest vulnerability data warehouse. Microsoft Apple, Oracle, including Java, including Sun, and Cisco, Mozilla, Linux, HP, Adobe. I just took a couple of them. All are having some of the vulnerabilities. By design or by mistake, it is there. And then some patches are released over a period of time. These are like distinct vulnerabilities, top of these. And we have the total number of vulnerabilities within 2013. Just 2013. Now this snapshot again I took a couple of days back. Except that I copy pasted this slide. But the last time I made this particular slide was a couple of months back in the release of, let's say, 13. Let's say April or May kind of. So Oracle, Java. You find an article that year 2012-13 was the year of Java vulnerabilities. There are a lot of vulnerabilities there, and Java is there all across. So what happens to an end user? So when there is a dialog box on my tray, the Java needs to update, or Windows thing needs to update. The best thing I do is snooze, postpone. Flash needs to be updated, snooze, postpone. I do it every day. And try to avoid that situation of installing that patch. But I am not running away actually. I am increasing my risk by not accepting those patches, by not installing those updates and upgrades. Then we got a highly complex situation. Why highly complex situation? I'm not sure my friend earlier gave you a lot of business benefits, but if you have not understood this again, this could become an animal if you couldn't tame it. Just because you know PC and x86 might not think that you know everything. You have to actually read it and learn it. That's a continuous learning cycle we all have to take. So are we really getting into learning cycles of virtualization as well? Or we have just implemented it? There are best practices to implement it. Every solution, you have to learn the hard way around a lot of times. To find it, discover some tools, some policies, sometimes configurations. There's where IT team really has to burn the oil in the night. There is no rocket and there is no shortcut. No night marenge, you will find some more options and shortcuts in that same product. So rely on your own hands, that's the best way. virtual systems as well. But I have to now go to the next level since I'm my company or I am trying to implement these systems in my production environment. There are additional threats which could be applicable specifically to virtualize, or because of virtualization there might be more kind of risk in my situation. If I understood it, is the question we need to ask ourselves, and then plan against combating those kind of threats. Taken a simple virtual system which will host a couple of my applications OSs, which is talking to the external world and internal world. Now all these connections which are getting made, guest to guest, a host to guest, guest to host, external to internal, external to outside, all of these network connections ultimately are going to make it. Because you would have some file and print server which is virtualized, you have a SAP server, you've got a HRMS server, all are getting virtualized and you need to publish those. And these are all now more susceptible and more internal connections could also happen. So are we also understanding those networking, those data flows, those kind of packet flows, all of that? Are we understanding? If not, this is the first thing we need to do and plan our journey, because this itself is looking complex. Complexity is the enemy of IT security. First thing you need to do. And so we all have to collaboratively work together. Now on the same side of the table, again I am repeating. And one of the traditional approach we can think of, since I had a knowledge of my PCs, so here comes virtual systems, I will try to implement the same thing. And what happens, the agent-based system or a typical anti-malware, whenever a machine is commissioned, I ask the IT engineer to load the anti-malware, whichever brand you want to be. You are okay with, you have great contract with, preferred vendor. Typically ask the IT engineer, load the antivirus, commission the machine, give it to the user, take the user signature. Okay, done. New machine is commissioned. Install OS, Office. You want any other software? Okay, done. Same approach I start using with my virtual system as well. Looking at the diagram itself is complex. If I start installing, unfortunately or fortunately, I use my own logo as a malware. I also have some products around it. Though I refrained to do any product presentation today, I had to put a little bit of anti-malware, which I load on my virtual servers. That solves my problem. Now the essence or the foundation of my virtual systems is not actually gelling with this concept. And I'll tell you why. AV storms. Now this is a given fact that whenever you load any security component, your performance is degraded. And I accepted this fact the moment I joined this industry, that I am going to get a bashing. The moment you put any security, doors, windows, security guard, there will be a performance degradation. Microseconds, milliseconds, but yes, scientifically yes. So now I'm trying to use the same security concept on a lot of machines which are using on a shared pool of resources. The same kind of technology would not work. The AV storm is like all those anti-malware components might suck up all those juice processing powers of my production environment. So this is not the right way, I'm sure. Sure, sir. Redundant anti-malware signatures, you have to maintain all that. I'll slide a little bit. Proceed. Instant on gaps, whenever the new VM is commissioned, you have to load with it. Those kind of gaps are there. So this approach is definitely not working. And the weapons of the enemy, all M. Malware, mobility, mind, mistakes and mess. Whatever you don't understand is mess, the others category. That itself was creating a havoc. This is a perfect recipe for a large catastrophe or storm. This happens, and it happens every day in some or other form or quantum. Couple of myths, I would just like to take one or two. I stay away from it because my company is not that famous, so I will not be attacked. Okay, fine. Be happy. Encryption is for the paranoid. Okay, fine. We have moved all the data from this computer to the other computer, so I am fine. These are all myths. Let's skip those. Cyber weapons of mass destruction and advanced persistent threat. This is a reality. You have to accept the fact Stuxnet, Tuku, Flame, Goss, Red October, Net Traveler, and the latest issued Kimsuki. Sorry? Yeah, weapons of mass destruction. But cyber weapons of mass destruction. These are not any science fiction movies or sci-fi movies. These are actually facts. This happened. It could happen to anybody. Some organizations will be the target regardless of what they do, but most become the target because of what they do. You might not be famous, so what? You might still be attacked. That's the answer. Attacks are of various natures. Stealing of data, cyber espionage, things like that. There's one more upcoming challenge which my last couple of meetings with a couple of customers I had about this. Countdown has started. So are we really prepared? In Microsoft, all those pages say no support, no patches, nothing. You are on your own. You are the lone survivor on the last shift today. You manage it on your own. So are we ready? So you got enough of problems now, but there has to be one simple solution. If you try to think of a very, very high complex situation or solution, again you will be having that same mess again. What is the first thing? First thing you need to do is identify what is your spread. I got some users, some kind of devices, some kind of applications. Identify everything in one piece of paper in very simple language. After that, you may start with, I little bit cut short it, a little bit of paucity of time, and I don't want to hold you from going home. Because I don't want to be the culprit. I want it for you. So I'll try to explain it. But just note down all of these kind of devices in a piece of paper at least. Inventory of all your systems, devices. Then think where all you put the security components. Are they enough? And try to play the devil's advocate. What if my user is coming from this device, is coming from this connection? Can he still access? Yes, access is granted. Is he still secure? Yes, no. Just 2 or 3 bullet points in a piece of paper first. This policy has to be made on a paper first. No product is going to give you that flexibility to think what you are thinking. That's one of the again biggest mistake what people start doing it. The strategy has to be made on paper first. And then try to have the commonness and uniqueness around it. All those things which are common, just last couple of minutes shares. Okay, I got just another 2 or 3 slides. You need just note down the commonness. You will have a lot of commonness around your devices or users. Is there a common strategy around it? You put one strategy, all those threads. Is there something unique about some kind of devices? You put them separate. Then again try to rationalize it. And try to come to a goal of unification. The more unification you have, try to skip this. You have your data, which is the of utmost importance to you. You want some kind of vulnerabilities around it, which is targeting towards your data. You also have some laptop problems, again you have some tablet problems. All of these problems would have something or others unique. So over your journey of investments and protection, you would have definitely invested in offering tools, processes, policies, administrators, trainings, and you kept on doing it for a couple of years. But now at this stage, it is high time that you relook your entire infrastructure and think of the commonness, try to eliminate those gaps which are there around, which are gaps are around your mobiles in your this. You enable email on your mobile systems, and the email administrator actually does not understand anything of the mobile security. How funny. How can that happen then? So that's a gap. If somebody loses his data, is he the guy responsible in your IT team to look at the data? No, he's only the guy who looks after the IT hardware inventory. Then he would not understand the relevance of the data, sir. So those gaps are eliminated, and think of unification, commonness all around, and think of a solution. What gives you maximum protection in a platform which is going to cover all of these areas into one area? Do you have one solution? I'm not again mentioning a product. One solution which would take care of my maximum requirements. Because over a period of time, you would have built a couple of products. Again, there is a re-tendering happening in a lot of cases. Why not this? It's time to rationalize, come to unification, and work towards one common objective, maybe one console kind of concept. It is available as a product in not many vendors, but it is a thought which has to be embedded within your table itself. It's not about a product, it's a thought that you have to start working towards it. And this is the only way you would reduce your risk, complexity, and investment. That would be the ultimate goal of protecting your data by not increasing the risk, by not increasing the complexity, and by not increasing the investment. Whatever you do, you have to keep these couple of things in mind and then start working towards it. As a parting note, how do you start towards it? 4 points. Do highlight your risk upfront. Do your homework, write down your risk upfront. Yes, there are a lot many risks which I am going to tell you, which might not be really applicable to you. But just by whatever I am telling, don't buy that insurance policy. Got it, sir? So I can tell you 100 more examples since I am roaming around in the market. What is applicable to you, you just take that as a face value and start working. Think of IT security as an enabler, not an inhibitor. Yes, it can reduce performance, scientifically yes, but how can it improve the productivity, my efficiency, by improving my security over here? That aspect you have to start thinking. Don't run away from this mobility and BY only. You can't run away too long, hardly 5 to 10 kilometers. Your users can come back to your home, catch you back and say, I want this mobile access. Are you working or not? So you can't run away too much. And think of platforms. Think of platforms, not point solutions or products. Because platforms is going to give you that mileage, that visibility to integrate lot many tools, products around it, so that you don't have to spend too much time fiddling around with tools, alt tab, menu config. Those are the practical things. Try to eliminate that. And that is what I had to say today. One of the Ferrari are one of the fastest running cars on earth, chosen Kaspersky as a product. That's what I had to do from my marketing side of it, I'm sorry. But the key essence is, we need to go faster. Don't think that security is any better. Just take it as an enabler. Thank you for all the patience and listening now. Thank you. Sure.
As you know that to provide the adequate security, we have to provide all required services like confidentiality, authentication, data integrity, non-reputation, accessibility, and availability also. So do you think that the Kaspersky is providing all such services?
From Kaspersky's product side of it, if I may say, we are there in most of the security areas in terms of threats like malware, in terms of mobility management, in terms of virtualization. We are covering a lot more area. But out of the Kaspersky forum as well, about what I spoke about, we will work together. There are other tools, partners, vendors out there, which I am not there. But then you should not stop from looking at your security portfolio, your infrastructure. Please take the best out of it. Maybe we could use these kind of forums. Today we have a paucity of time, but we could use these kind of forums where you could, without naming maybe a product or a partner or something, try to engage with your peers. One of the best possible options, if you can correct me, one of the possible options where they could peer up. Today we don't have time, but share that what you could have experienced, so the other gentlemen over here could also be leveraging on your benefits what you reap. Think of those aspects. It is definitely going to help. Any more questions for me?
You can take one more.
My million with respect to products or services, you can definitely get back to me. Thanks for your questions.
So it's back to tests again. You know the drill.
Thank you.
which of the following is not a web-based threat? A. Impersonation and social engineering. B. Botnets, farming, denial of service, advanced persistent threat. C. Hacking and cracking. D. Keystroke logging and session hijacking. E. Malware, spyware, spam and phishing. Can you move ahead? Can we? Okay. Question 2. Which of the following is necessary to ensure a proactive web defense? Option A, real-time content filtering. Option B, inline threat detection. Option C, web application and content controls. Option D, protection for remote and mobile users. And option E, if everything is right, all of the above. Compared to the last one, this seems easy. Can you move on?
Yes, yes, yes.
Question 3. Which control feature is necessary to manage web access effectively for an enterprise? Option A, granular content categorization. Option B, control of content or delivery. Option C, comprehensive policy control. Option D, granular reporting of web usage. E, all of the above. Shall we move? Shall we? Okay. Question 4. What is the best way to protect your enterprise infrastructure from web-based malware? Option A, filtering of URLs. Option B, authentication of servers. Option C, control over data types. Option D, protocol compliance and SSL interception. Option E, again, all of the above. Let's move. Great. Fill in the blanks coming up. Question 5. Dash plays a new and important role beyond dynamically inspecting content for malware. Option A, URL filtering. Option B, content filtering. Option C, spam filtering. Option D, policy management. Option E, content management. And this time we don't have all of the above or none of them. Everybody has done it?
Yeah.
Question 6, again a fill in the blanks. Dash technology can inspect SSL encrypted traffic as well as user authenticated software downloads from the web, attachments from web page and other content. A, content filtering. B, spam filtering. C, inline threat detection. D, URL filtering. And option E is none of the above. We need some more time or yeah, move ahead. Question 7. What kind of risk do instant messaging clients pose? A, malicious infected files. B, phishing attacks. C, data information leaks. D, instant messaging spam. And E, all of the above. Question 8. Analysis helps to proactively predict threats from websites. Which of these analysis? A. Anti-phishing. B. Web reputation. C. Content categorization. D. Download prevention. E. None of the above. Let's move on. Question 9. Can we proceed? Question 9. Network firewalls provide dash for Web 2.0 sites, services and applications that largely use standard HTTP and HTTPS protocols. A. Comprehensive protection. B. Partial protection. C. No protection. D. Good protection. E. None of the above. This is the last test. Everybody seems to be doing it very fast. In the other room, last time I think people took a lot of time. Next. Question 10. Protecting against the loss of confidential enterprise data through Web 2.0 properties requires an integrated dash. A. Firewall. B. DLP and Web 2.0 aware gateway. C. Content filtering solution. D. URL filtering solution. E. None of the above. Can we move to 11? For effective protection against known and unknown malware, you need to deploy protection solutions that employs dash and dash. Reputation analysis, spam filtering. Reputation analysis, real-time intent-based code analysis. Option C, signature-based analysis, reputation analysis. Option D, spam filtering, signature-based analysis. Option E, real-time intent-based code analysis, signature-based analysis. So options are a little long. I'll keep on for a few seconds. Let's move. Shall we? Question 12. Applications that communicate over encrypted and unencrypted protocols need to be controlled in dash directions. A, 1, that is unique. B, 2, that is bi. C, 3, that is tri. D, multiple. Or E, none. Moving to question number 13. Objects that are cached. Yeah, sure. Question number 12 again. Okay. 13. Objects that are cacheable must be filtered for dash. Option A, malware. Option B, security reputation. Option C, URL policy. Option D, content. Option E, all of them. Dash is a practical way to verify the security of your web defenses. Option A, cracking. Option B, penetration testing. Option C, security audit. Option D, network simulation. Option E, none of the above. Let's move. Last question of the day. Comprehensive security for both.
The last one.
Last one. Done? Okay, question 14. Comprehensive security for both on-site endpoints and mobile users can be best achieved by option A, on-premise security solutions. B, cloud-based security solutions. C, hybrid security solutions. D, layered hybrid security solutions. Or option E, none of the above. With that, we come to the closure. Who have completed can leave the forms there. We collect it from the desk itself.
Tomorrow will be starting at 10.
Yes.
We need to be here at 10.
Because there is no registration, press registration, we guys.